Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. Walter at the workbench. So, I just finished sharpening my 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 knife. I can call it a marking knife, I can call it a pocket knife, I can call it my general purpose knife, whatever what. I just finished sharpening my knife. This knife was made more or less famous by Paul Sellers. I'm sure other people used it, but this one is now razor sharp. Um, I have replacement blades, and if you look at it, it's been ground away a little bit. So the steel's the same all the way through, and I predominantly use the front quarter to half inch. So why not sharpen it? So I told you I would do a video on marking knives. Now, I don't have a dedicated marking knife. This was as close to a dedicated marking knife that I have. Now, a marking knife should really be more like a chisel. Flat on one side, beveled on the other. Okay? And of course, you come to a point. Now, you can use chisels as marking knives. But first, before we go there, let's talk about marking a little bit. So, when you bring a pencil up to a square, if you bring it in straight, okay, you bring it in straight, square to it, what you're going to have is a space between the lead and the square. So, what happens is you come down square, all right, and you make your line, and I'm going to do this twice so you can see it. I'm going to try not to move the square. So what you have is a line, a nice straight line, but there's also a gap. You see that little gap between the line and the square? Now, if you take your pencil point, which has been sharpened, and you come in at an angle, okay, let me come back here just a little bit. You come in at an angle to your square so that the point is going into the corner where the square or the ruler or whatever it is you're using to lay out, and you go down into that corner. That gap is smaller. Okay, you can hardly see it, but there still is a gap. It's based on how sharp of a point and how hard of a lead you have. Years ago, we used to have scratch-alls. This is not really a scratch-all. This is just a general purpose awl. But you could sharpen this to an ultra fine point and use that for layout. And you tilt it away from your straight edge and back so that you've got that point right in the corner and you can scratch a line. But here too, there's still a little bit of a gap. That brings in the marking knife. The marking knife, if used properly, will make a line right in the corner. especially if you have a flat side on one side, like a chisel. In fact, we're going to use the chisel because I want to demonstrate the difference. I'm going to use the point of the chisel. If I bring the chisel in and I keep it against the ruler or the square, and I tilt it away just slightly, minimally, and I bring that across, I mean, I can't even hardly see where it is. But if I move the square down, you'll see it. It's right there. All right? So, my marking knife, a utility knife, even the replacement blade are sharpened to a double bevel point. So what do? You do the same thing I did with the pencil. You take your marking knife with a double bevel sharpness and you lean away from your marking line, whether it's a ruler or whether it's a square. You lean away from your square a little bit more than the angle that you sharpened the knife. So you come in and you lean away and you strike a line, a light one. Then you come back and you do another one. And you come back and do a third or a fourth, whatever you need. Try not to move it. And you see, you can't even see the line. It's in that corner. So if I move the square down, you'll see the line. It's kind of hard in this camera lighting. What a marking knife does for you, it does two things. Number one, it lays you out to the final dimension you want to be. I mean, it's precise. It's dead on accurate. You can't get better than that. The second thing it does for you is it gives you a place when you're getting ready to chisel or saw, it gives you a place where the tool fits right in and it can't move. So I encourage you to have a good sharp marking knife. It can be anything from a pocket knife to a utility knife to those breakaway knives. I don't care. Sharp. And practice. Practice, practice, practice. Putting your square where you want it, bringing your knife in on an angle, making that light scribe line, and come back in again and again and again. And each piece of wood you use is going to require more than others. This happens to be Baltic birch plywood. And compare that to laying out with a pencil. I mean, the square makers are very considerate because these squares were originally designed for machinists. And they have a scribe built into it here. Okay? So instead of using a scratch awl, you would use this scribe. And like when you're a machinist, you're using what's called Dykem blue or Dykem red. It's a thin ink, and you would put it on your steel or your brass or your aluminum, and then you do your layout with that scribe, and it makes it It makes the exact place you want something by taking away the dichum and a little bit of the metal, but mostly the dichum. And that's where the scratch awl used to come in too with woodworking. Pencils are great for roughing out or for certain projects. But when it comes to laying out something that you need to be precise, it has to fit. Knife. And I look forward to hearing your comments on what kind of marking knife you like, what you use, and if you use a single bevel, right hand or left hand, or if you use just a common double bevel. So that's about it for now. It's cold in the workshop, and I've got 2 sweatshirts on and a t-shirt and my apron, and I'm still cold. What I need is a hot cup of tea out here, but it's late, so I'm not going to have tea. Like, subscribe, and share. Head out to your workshop. Go sharpen your marking knife. Keep it sharp. Walter out.